Hey there, it's Natalie from Murray Out of Office, and this week we hit a big milestone. It has officially been 2 months since I resigned from my position and began my career break. So today's video is going to be fairly short, just a real candid conversation about what the first 2 months have been like, what have I learned and reflected on so far, as well as what's next. So the first thing I wanted to hit on was, how does the passage of time feel? This was something that I really wondered about before I began the career break, right? Would my days still feel fast? Would they go by in the blink of an eye, kind of how they do when you're working a very busy corporate job or taking care of your family? Would the days feel long? And what I have to say about the first 2 months is, there's that old adage that the days feel long, but the years feel short. And I think that really applies for many scenarios. A lot of people say that about caring for their children or their loved ones. But I can say the same for my time so far. For me, the day-to-day time feels like it has slowed down. I don't have a lot of pressure to hurry to get things done. But as I sit here and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, 2 months is already gone in the blink of an eye, like that feels like it's gone by pretty fast so far. But when I really think about it, 2 months ago, just 2 months ago, Jimmy and I were packing up our home. We were putting things into storage. We were getting a new renter in, and we took off to head straight to Germany. And when I think about us arriving and being there for the Euros, that feels like a long time ago, even though it was really just a matter of weeks. And just to think about when we started our time off in Valderstadt and having evenings in the square or walking through the nature reserves, that does feel like a long time ago. So in a lot of ways, I guess time passes probably pretty similarly to how our everyday does, but it has been interesting to me to think, oh my goodness, 2 months has come and gone, but also we've done a lot in those 2 months, and I think it's probably how the next 2 months will feel as well. We're still moving around a lot, we have different experiences coming up, so it'll probably feel like it's going to go by fast, but we'll be doing a lot in that time period as well. So that's okay. The second thing I wanted to hit on was, what has this time period been like, those first 2 months? And for me, I'm kind of referring to this time period as the big slowdown. This was the time that I needed to really deprogram myself out of my day-to-day work environment, waking up early and really counting down every minute of every day just to get the things done that I needed to get done. It was really important for me to slow down my pace and just try to get some really deep, meaningful rest in these first 2 months. And deep rest is going to look different for everybody. It doesn't have to mean, curling up on your couch and not doing anything. It can mean going on really nice walks if that's what you find restful. It can mean taking time out to really cook a good, nourishing meal, whereas before I felt like I only had time for 15 or 20-minute dinners. Deep rest for me has also looked like, even a couple days ago, I woke up, I did what I needed to do, get the tasks done for the morning, but I was still really tired, and at 11 a.m., I watched a movie in the middle of the day, and that is such a luxury, right? And that's not something that I take lightly either, but that is not something I ever would have fathomed being able to do on a weekday, even a couple months ago. So this is pretty much in line with what I thought the plan would look like for my first 2 months of my career break, of my sabbatical. My plan was to not have a plan, right? My plan was to break away from having a plan. I am definitely a planner person. I'm a project manager by trade. I've worked in process improvement for many, many years, and so I like to have a plan for the day. I like to have actions. I like to execute against those actions. That has been programmed into me, and I do find it fulfilling. So for me, it was important to take a step back from that and not feel like I had a long to-do list of things I needed to get done, or places I needed to go, or experiences that I needed to have. I just wanted to have that time to just be and really reset. And I really feel like I've achieved that within these first 2 months. Now, I did reference the plan, the career break plan. I am a planner by nature, and so even before I took this time off, I took some time for me to reflect on what I wanted to get out of this year and what I wanted this year to look like. And so I would say I created more of an outline, not necessarily a plan. And honestly, I hope the outline changes. I hope that something will come along and catch me off guard and possibly take me in a different direction. But the original plan, the original outline was for the first 2 months to really just focus on rest and relaxation, taking that time for myself. And I would say I made good on that plan, on that action. I don't felt like anything was terribly overwhelming. I got to do a lot of really cool stuff still, but I did really dedicate those first 2 months to just resting, slowing down. In my mind, my outline then looked at the next 3 to 6 months. And so what I would like to really focus on next is more health and wellness, really getting back into daily exercise, which, you guys, I've not had that for years. I don't even know if I've ever had that in my life since I was a teenager in high school. So I do think I have no excuse now, right? There's no reason for me to have good movement every day, for me to do, resistance training, strengthening, having nice walks. So that's really going to be a big focus of mine, as well as my diet. I know 100% that I feel better. My stomach is happier. My whole life is happier when I'm eating the foods that fuel me. That's what I was trying to say. And I didn't necessarily focus on that for the first 2 months. Had a lot of fun with a lot of food, but didn't necessarily help my stomach very much. So I've definitely felt a shift from, okay, now I'm rested. I took that time to slow down, to now I really want to be intentional about my movement, what I'm putting into my body, how I'm strengthening my body, and not just for this year, but for the years to come. So that'll definitely be a big focus. In the next 3 to 6 months, month 3 to 6 is what I mean. So we did month 1 and 2. Now I'm talking about month 3 to month 6. I really want to kind of focus on learning a new skill, and I don't want it to be too intense. I don't want it to feel like a job, but I am a learner by nature. I know this about myself. It's a core strength of mine, if you will. It's something that really fuels me, and so one of the things I'm going to be focusing on is learning more about kind of YouTube and video editing and how do you put together a good story. That's really important for me, and I think it'll be very energizing. It's also quite daunting because I know nothing, but I'll figure it out, and it'll give me a new task and a new skill to focus on. I also really want to focus on writing. I've always said since I was a kid that I wanted to write, and I always have an excuse not to do it. And now I have 0 excuses. So I'm not quite sure what that's going to look like, but I want to start writing every day and just getting into that habit. So coming into this 3-month mark, that's definitely going to be a key focus of mine. And that should really help fuel me every day as well. The latter half of the year is hopefully going to be spent on doing some volunteer work and then also figuring out what I want next. So I'm not entirely sure what the latter half of the year will look like, but that's kind of on the agenda or on the outline of things that I want to achieve. So thinking back on these first 2 months, have I learned any lessons? And yeah, I would say there's probably 3 lessons or 3 key takeaways for me so far. One is I've had a lot of great experiences, but I've experienced loss in this time as well. My grandfather recently passed, and I can't say that it was a surprise. We knew that, he wasn't doing well. My stepmom did really well to plan a nice party for him a few months ago before we even left, so we got that really good quality time. But of course, you hope your loved one's still going to be there when you get back. And unfortunately, he passed while I was here in England. And it's one of those things you have to be prepared for and think about, how do you want to show up in that situation? So there was kind of an understanding with my family. There wasn't an expectation for me to come back for his funeral. They did live stream the funeral, so I was glad that I could still be part of the ceremony for that, even from abroad. But part of me felt kind of terrible, to be honest, because I'm looking at the church and my whole family is there, and I can see them, and they're thousands of miles away, and I'm the one that's not there. And there's a little bit of guilt that comes with that, but I don't think my grandpa would want me to feel that way. I don't think my parents want me to feel that way. I know they don't. He knows I loved him. I know I loved him. They know I love them. It's all good. But if you're thinking of spending some time away, then that's just something that you might have to plan for, right? What is happening in your life? What's happening in your family's life? And are you going to be okay with not being there when there's potentially, a big family event such as a loss like that? But just think about how you would approach it before you take that time off. The second thing that's kind of caught me off guard is I have wanted to travel the world, right? I wanted to go on this year-long adventure, 1 or 2 years, ever since I was in my 20s. And I put it off, and I couldn't do it earlier, and now I'm doing it. And I'm so happy we're doing it. But also there is just been a few scenarios where I think I'm really struck by creating a home, like creating a home base. And it's really happened because I've been in people's spaces that just feel so homey and so them and so authentic. And I think sometimes, especially growing up in the US, it's real easy to get caught up in filling your home with, whatever's the latest trend or whatever's at Home Goods and Hobby Lobby. And look, this is not a dig on any of that. Everybody has a right to decorate and fill their home however they want it. But I think this is the first time that I've actually observed other spaces, been to friends' houses, been to my friend's house in Germany, and I just really loved the home they created. And I'm currently here in England on a house sit in an old farmhouse, and it's just every nook and cranny and every knickknack is them. It's their life, it's their travels, it's their art. And I think for the first time, I'm excited about creating that space down the road. Don't know when that's going to be, but it makes me feel kind of nice to think about having that in the future. And the third thing that I've really reflected on in these first 2 months is I think I really like having the opportunity to nurture something. That probably comes to most people who have children, right? That you have to nurture and care for. It comes with people who have their pets and their animals, and it probably comes to people who have their plants. They're planting that seed and they're watching things grow and nourish. And we've not really been in a place in life in recent years to be able to do any of that. And some of that is by choice. All of it's by choice. Who am I kidding? All of it's by choice. But being here at the farmhouse, there's a plane flying right over, which you can probably hear right now. Being here at the farmhouse, we've been taking care of 2 geese, and I kind of love waking up and having to be up to feed them and take care of them and make sure they get to bed and they get home safe. And by home, I mean to their little coop. There are neighbor cats that come to visit every day, and I'm not even a cat person, but I've been getting some kitty snuggles, and that is really fulfilling, right? Like when something just crawls up on your lap and starts purring just because you're giving it attention and it's showing you affection back. So also been tending to a lot of the flowers and the plants, both inside and outside, and it's just nice to give something of yourself and to nurture living things and non-living things. And I think that's something that when this time is over, I want to focus on more. Quite frankly, I want to focus on that while I'm traveling too. So if you all are travelers, or take long periods of time away where you don't necessarily have a home base, and you found a way to nurture something, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. So that's it. I just wanted to pop in and give some off-the-cuff thoughts on what this career break experience has been like these first 2 months. I hope you found this helpful, insightful. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. Just reach out in the comments, and we'll catch you next time.